brothers, sisters, body of believers, the question that you and I need to ask ourselves is this: what type of spiritual garden are we? What type of garden are we? Are we a garden that is full of the fruitages of the Spirit of God? What type of garden are we? Are we one where we turn our backs on those that are hurting? Are we that type of garden where we don't care about those that are in distress? What type of garden are we? Are we one that is dismissive? Are we one that does not care about each other until the issue that somebody else goes through is now the same issue that's showing up on our doorstep? Are we dismissive to individuals? Do we overlook? Would Jesus overlook someone that is in need? Jesus approached the leopard. What is our response to those that are in distress? What is our response? When it comes to gun violence, what is our response? What is our response? What is our response when we see mothers? Let's talk about specifically the gun violence that is happening within the Black communities. And yes, I am highly aware that gun violence happens all over. Right now, we're going to center in and we're going to talk about a few particulars of what's happening all around us, especially within the DMV, DC, Maryland, and Virginia. We're seeing mothers, we're seeing our senior citizens, we are seeing kids being affected by gun violence. We have individuals that are afraid to walk to the store because bullets are flying all over the place. We have senior citizens that are 85 years of age that are dealing with these issues. We have been in the midst of this pandemic. And in the midst of this pandemic, there have been food drives that have been launched and flourished and gone forth. Yes, we're going to talk about this because, ladies and gentlemen, our senior citizens, they are individuals that have paved the road for you and I. What are we doing to reinstall hope? What are we doing to breathe life into the community? Yes, I know gun violence may not be happening in your neighborhood, but you just don't recognize and don't realize this, that we who say that we are Christ followers, we have a spiritual duty, and that duty is to breathe life. That duty is to restore hope. Are we restoring hope? Is our spiritual garden a garden of hope? Is it a garden of restoration? Is it a garden of reconciliation? Is it a garden that cares about the ills of mankind? A lot of us say that we are leaders. A lot of us, we say that we are Christ followers. But are we really demonstrating it? Are we walking? Are we walking and manifesting that? Or is it just by mere saying? Some of us will get behind these constructs that we know is filling the ailments when it comes to the community. How can we say that greater is he that's within us than he that be in the world? And we turn our backs. We turn a blind eye. Some of us see. Some of us are even in position to help. Whether it be mentorship, whether it be financially. The Bible speaks very well and tells us that when our brother and sister is in need, and we who have earthly substance, that we should be blessing them. If we have earthly substance and our brother and sister is in need, and we have earthly substance, we are to bless them. What is in our garden? Are we really uplifting one another? Do we only try to focus on certain things? And injustice is an injustice. Love is justice because justice is love. We are in a state of crisis. The church is in a state of crisis. We have gone back. We've shifted back to the way things used to be. We're still coming up short. We're still being dismissive. We are misrepresenting the gospel. And we say things like, well, you know, I got to be called to have empathy. Ladies and gentlemen, that is nonsense. This of the behavior that we're doing, God is concerned about this. We've shifted. We've shifted back to the way we were doing things. We've shifted. The pandemic. We're dismissive. We turn our backs. Who have you gone after to help restore? If you say, well, I'm mean, this is just the way that I am, people got to deal with it. No. We need to identify, just as I have been speaking about the garden. In the garden, there are weeds. There are certain things that transpires and takes place in the garden. And if the garden is not staying tilled on a regular basis, sometimes rocks, sometimes different things can get launched. When seeds have been planted, That very thing could choke the life from preventing and stopping that plant to come forth. Again, I ask the question, what type of spiritual garden do you and I have? Is it one that is full of compassion? Is it one that is uplifting? Is it one that is full of restoration? Is it one that is full of love? Is it one that is full of hope? Is this garden that you and I have, is it a pleasant garden, or is it a stony garden? Is it one that's not producing life? Is it one that is not helping to equip? Or is it one that is mean and brutal? Is it one that is full of selfishness? Are we selfish? Is the garden that you and I operate, because it's something that makes us who we are. We have influence. Whether it be a good influence or a bad influence, it is still something that molds and shapes who we are. And if we say that we are walking ambassadors of Christ, if we say that we are the pillars of God, are we truly the pillars of God? Are we truly pillars of hope? Are we truly pillars of love? Are we truly pillars of restoration? Are we truly pillars of reconciliation? What type of garden do you and I have? It is something that shapes us. What type of garden do you and I carry? What is the makeup of the garden? We all have something that influences us. Are we really stepping up to the plate and being the billboard of hope? Are we being the billboard of love? Are we being the billboard of reconciliation? What is the type of garden that you and I are cultivating? What type of garden are you and I cultivating?